The following is improved from ambience with Syrinscape using the official soundtrack from Curse of Strahd. However, if you're looking for a general fantasy or anything between that and sci-fi, visit Syrinscape.com. And now, your Unreal DM.
All right. When last we left off, we were in the Amber Temple. You guys were searching for the Tome of Strahd while guarding Escher and Ludmilla. Adam, what does Kojin remember?
Uh, wow. I guess the other first thing that came to my mind was the haunted house, Amber Temple.
You'd opened up the door, cresting out into the balcony, and when you came out, you saw this large skull just emblazoned in green flame.
That's right, in that hallway. Yeah.
Mr. Spiffy. Jay, what does Mr. Spiffy remember?
That we were trying to get out of there.
Trying to beat feet?
Yep, that's what I remember. We had gone upstairs and gone all throughout the entire upstairs, found like a golem, an amber golem next to a whole bunch of treasure in a treasure room. Went to the other side of that door without opening that door. Took the long way, and uh, there was a bunch of, was it shadows? Or no, it wasn't shadows. I can't remember what it was, but we fought a couple things too.
All right. And Ford, what does Dan Jackiels remember about where you're at right now?
Let's not forget we ran into our friend who doesn't remember his name or what he was looking for. And we don't know what he was looking for, but we decided it wasn't good, so we got out of there. But yeah, we kind of exploring the area, and we went into the last room, moved the wall, and we got some flaming skeletons that we bumped into. And I believe that's where we ended up.
And Chris, what does Jabber remember? All right.
I also took a deal.
You did. You made a deal with one of the forces in the Amber Temple. All right. So here's where we're at right now. Kojin has opened the door, and when he stepped out there, one of the flame skulls had animated, come to life. One beam coming out of each eye. Kojin, you duck just in time for it to singe past you, hit the door jamb, alerting the people in the back what's going on. Let's get some initiative.
Initiative.
All right, I'm seeing Dan with a 19.
It's a way to start out.
Mr. Spiffy got a 16.
Jabber got a 27.
27. Who wants to go first? That'd be Jabber. All right, let me put this in descending order. And up first is Jabber, Mr. Spiffy, the Flame Skulls, Dan Jackiels, then Kojin, and then we start the round back over again. Jabber, it is your go. What do you want to do?
It's not giving me the screen. It's just giving me the normal home screen. I can't see nothing, so I can't make a roll yet. Oh, shit.
So in front of you, about 20 feet, you see the hallway. Then you see a large amount of light given off in this
No, I'm gonna manifest echo.
upper airway. Okay. You want to manifest your echo inside of that area, or
Just
where
inside, just outside the doorway.
Gotcha. I am gonna pull up Jabber's Echo.
Yeah, no map.
Ah. There we go. Haha. I totally forgot that I'd moved you guys off of it. So this is what you're seeing so far. Does everybody see it? I apologize. The suspense. I wanted to build it.
We're good.
Is that where you wanted your echo, Jabber?
1 second. He's gonna be right. Get in there. He's pretty much standing in the doorway, and that is my turn.
Okay, that's your turn. Mr. Spiffy, it is your go. I do believe that you're still invisible, right? And concentrating on that?
I am.
Alright.
I really can't see any of the skulls. I know something's happening in front of me, but I'm just gonna squeeze by. Take a look at. That's Kojin, right?
Yep.
Did I give Kojin or Dan Jackiels a Bardic of Inspiration last time?
I think it was Kojin.
Okay, then I will give Dan Jackiels Bardic of Inspiration.
Alright, Dan Jackiels, you got Bardic Inspiration. Those are D10s now?
I will look that up in just a second. Sorry.
Alright.
D8s. D8s
D8s.
still. And then I'll step back and just I guess for my actual action, I will hide.
Yeah, because you're invisible, you meet the qualifications for heavily obscured. Go ahead and give me that stealth roll.
Is that at advantage because I am invisible? I'm just curious.
I think so. We'll go with that. That makes sense. This is going to see if they're going to be able to locate you.
Wow. 18. A 1 and a 7.
There you go. All right. Anything else you're doing on your turn?
That's my go.
All right. It is now the Flame Skull's turn. And Kojin, you are going to go ahead and get a series of fire ray attacks against you.
Alright.
All right. Your AC is 19?
That's fair.
All right. So the first one hits you for 9 points of fire damage, but you're a fire genasi, so that's reduced to half, rounded down. So you only take 4.
Right.
And then the next one actually hits you with a magic missile.
Can I go ahead and use my reaction to cast shield?
You cast shield, so none of those magic missiles hit you. And the one at the bottom also does 2 fire blast at you, which bounce off of your armor / shield, and that is their go. Dan Jackiels, it is now your turn.
I'm gonna use Dread Ambush and throw my boomerang and 1 arrow at this guy I can barely see. But
All
I can
right.
see him.
And you have
He's there.
crossbow expert and sharpshooter, so
Uh-huh.
you're golden. You're built
That
for
I
this.
do. Let's see what happens.
Anything
first
above
will
a
be-
13,
First will be the boomerang. So that's 25.
that's definitely a hit.
for 4. And then crossbow incoming. 22. That's going to be for 9.
You notice that when the arrow pierces, it was not nearly as effective as what you thought it was going to be.
Okay. So for my next shot, let's see if it hits. 15. What was the AC on that?
Their AC is 13.
Okay, cool. And then I get to add a. What is that? 7. Get to add a. Where is it? 1d8. So 7 plus. Oh, all right, 15.
Nice. As a bonus action, I'm going to put Hunter's Mark on that guy. On the guy that you shot at?
Yep.
There you go. That bullseye. Hunter's mark.
Cool. And then I didn't take any movement, but I'm good right here.
Alright, gotcha. It is Kojin, and then it's back up to the top of the round.
Alright, Kojin's going to step forward towards that one that you just pinged. And pull out his great... Well, he already had his great sword out, but he's going to use his great sword for attack. 12.
That is 1 away. However, remember, you
I
got
got
the Bardic Inspiration from the last one.
And how much does that... Is that a D8?
That's a D8, but all you got to do
You
is
only need
roll.
one, though.
You only need one. You could roll it for flavor if you want to, which I see you did.
Oh, nice.
I mean,
Natural 20.
Might as
Or
well
not
make it a
natural
dirty 20. Yep.
Yeah. Alright, so for that attack, that's gonna be 7 damage.
You notice part of it starts to crack away as it looks like it's bloodied.
Alright, well then I'm gonna go ahead and take my second attack on the same one. A little bit better than... Alright, 23.
That is also a hit.
And that's going to be 14 damage. And is it too late? Do I have to say I'm going to use my Divine Smite before I do the attack, or is it during the damage?
Divine Smite will proc on a hit. So after you hit, you can use your bonus action or your class ability to use that Divine Smite.
I'm going to use my class ability, so that's 14 damage plus 1 first. So that's another 2d8. No, 10.
3d8. It's undead.
3d8? Oh, sweet. Nice. Alright, so 14 plus another 10. So 24 for that one. I don't know if it makes any difference. 10 of it's radiant.
It absolutely does. And it just crumbles. Split it in half. It falls down. The fire around it extinguishes.
Awesome. Oh yeah. Alright, that's it for me on this turn.
All right. Top of the second round, we got Jabber.
Alright, Jabber's gonna use his Hoopak ranged. I've got to move a little bit before I can, because I'm kind of on the blind side. I'm gonna move I'm gonna get my movement going. Ooh. I'm gonna have to... Kojin, I'm gonna use you as covering.
Okay.
Come over beside you. That's my 30 feet. Wait, nope. Shit, that's 35. Okay. And then I'm gonna use Hoopak range at the one below me.
Gotcha. Anything above a 13.
on nuts.
Gotcha. Go ahead and give me some of that damage.
7 damage.
All right.
And for attack number 2. Again, on nuts. With 5 damage, and as a bonus action, I want to teleport to my echo. Trade places with my echo.
All right. So I will swap you out pretty quick.
Oh shit.
All right.
And that is my turn.
Gotcha. Next up is Mr. Spiffy. And then the Flame Skulls.
I'm going to come in here. Oh wait, I have to move at half speed if I want to maintain my stealth, right? Or can I go 30 feet and then roll a stealth?
Since you have the invisibility condition, you can always try to hide.
Okay. I want to try to hide over right into the just past the door. It should be right here.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that stealth check.
Ugh. 14.
Good enough. They don't seem to have noticed you.
Sweet.
Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
I need everybody to give me a dexterity saving throw. DC 13. Who are we missing? You got Dan, Jabber, Kojin, Mr. Spiffy. I need your dexterity saving throw. DC
It's not
13.
rolling it. I'm pressing it, but it is not rolling it. I'll just roll a d20 plus 8. 17.
Gotcha. So for everybody who got above a 13, you only take 12 points of fire damage. For everybody who got below a 13, you take 24 points of fire damage. As the flame skull on the bottom fires its shot right in the middle, and a huge fireball erupts and then engulfs pretty much both of your areas.
Ouch.
How much damage?
If you failed, it's 24. If you passed, it's 12.
Yeah, I
And
just
if you
like
passed and you're resistant, you take half of the half, so you take 6, Gojin.
cool. I was gonna say I don't know if anybody was within 10 feet of me, but if they were, they get to add 4 to that saving throw.
The only one was Jabber's Echo, but it pops out with the 1 point of damage.
Cool. Well, no.
The other one is going to do the exact same thing. It's going to fire a fireball, same spot. As you start to see a cold, calculating keenness to its eyes, these things look like they're like plotting and moving around. So
Is
DC
that
13 dexterities.
That's not. I can't do silvery barbs to that because that's not a specific person. Is that right?
So silvery barbs is if somebody succeeds on an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw, you're able to do that. You want counterspell.
Got you.
All right, so it is going to be, if you failed the DC 13, it is going to be 30 fire. And if you passed, it is going to be 15.
I used my bardic to reroll that.
Say that again.
You just roll a d8 with it. You don't re-roll it.
That still passed then.
All right, cool.
What was the past?
It
what was
passed if it's 15.
What was the damage?
I'm sorry, 13. So a pass on the damage of the fireball is going to be 15 points of fire damage. And they start to maneuver their way in. And Kojin, as you're looking at these things, they're starting to like speak back and forth with each other. Intruders, interlopers. It's very disconcerting. It's like Spirit Halloween on magic mushrooms. That is their turn. Next up is Dan Jackiels.
Ouch, that hurts. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna move up to this guy. Sorry, that skull. And I'm gonna take 2 jabs with the blood spear.
All right.
See how this thing fares. Okay, first one hits.
All right. You doing the top one or the bottom one?
Oh, I'm sorry. The top one.
Gotcha.
That's the one I laid into earlier, right?
The one that you laid into earlier is dead. Kojin was able to cleave it in half.
Ah, okay. So
But
that
you
one
did-
takes 8.
You did 8 to the first one.
Yep. And roll for the second. That passes. And that's an 8 as well.
All right.
And then I have to look this up real quick because Hunter's Mark, I can on my bonus action I can cast. Since that one died, I can recast it on another one.
Yep.
Which I should have done first before I laid into damage.
Well, I tell you what, we're just getting back into this one. You want to say that happened?
Yeah, I mean, I would have done that, but I thought that was the one that I was fighting, but wasn't paying attention.
Gotcha.
I mean, if you'll allow it, then it just allows me to add 1d6 to each of those
Yep,
pokes.
let's go for it.
All right, cool. Let's see. So that first one would have been an additional 5. And that second one would be an additional 4. So 9.
You could tell it is bloodied as you move your attention to it and then stab at it twice with the spear. Each thrust with the spear glancing off of its head, taking chunks of skull with it. Is there anything else you're doing on your turn?
Yeah, if I flank around this side, he won't get an opportunity, would he? On the top side?
So the one that's below you.
Oh, well, yeah, would. Yeah.
Leaving
I'll
its
just stay
threat and
here.
ranged. All right.
Stay here, because, hey.
Dan Jackiels committed to it. Next up is Kojin, and then back up to the top of the round with Jabber. Kojin, it is your go.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and turn towards the nearest one. So I guess they're kind of the same distance. I'm gonna step to the one that down here on the bottom, and I'm going to attack it with my greatsword again.
Gotcha.
Here we go. 18.
That's a hit.
Okay. 11 points of damage. Second attack.
It is bloodied.
15.
That's a hit.
And on that one, I'm also going to. You know what? I'm going to put that. That's just going to be 10 more damage to that one.
Gotcha. It looks like it's single digits now.
Alright. That's it for me this turn.
All right. Next up is Jabber. Chris, it's your go.
Hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, there we go. I'm gonna move my 15 feet, well, 15 feet of my movement right here,
And I'm going to attack this one.
All right.
But at this time, I'm going to use Silver Tip, my silvered tip of my hoopak. How about
That's
a
a hit.
15 for Yep. 5 damage.
This thing looks busted. The cap is falling off. Its jaw's cattywampus. It's sitting there. Its eyes are flickering back and forth. It is one away from dying.
That's a miss.
Yeah.
And I'm
Unfortunately.
going to and I'm going to use the rest of my movement to go back to where I was.
All right. So these flame skulls are going to be able to get attacks of opportunity on you because you moved out without disengaging. So fire ray for 1, fire ray. It's close, so it's going to be a disadvantage. So a 10's not going to hit. I'll do the other. It's going to be a 13, which is also, I believe, not going to hit. So you're dodging fire that they're shooting out of their eyes at you.
Sweet.
All right. Is that your turn?
Yes, sir.
All right. Next up is Mr. Spiffy. I need concentration checks on your invisibility to make sure that it's saved. The first one's going to be a DC 12 Constitution save, and then the next one is going to be a DC 15 Constitution save. I'm sorry, both 10s. I misspoke. So DC 10 Constitution saves for both those. You got the first one, you maintain concentration. Second one. All right. Unfortunately, you lost your invisibility. And that happened as a result of being hit by the fireball.
Got it.
All right, but it's your turn.
I'm gonna go over here and cast magic missile. Oh, wait, just kidding. I'm actually gonna cast Cure Wounds at level 3 on myself.
All right.
Cast that. I didn't need to roll that twice, sorry. But why is it dissonant whisper? I didn't. My apologies.
It's all good. You said that you were doing Cure Wounds.
There we go. Yep, 21.
All right, there you go. You got 21 hit points back.
And then I will step back a little bit more. And that's my turn.
As you step back, you notice below your feet there is a burnt corpse of what looked like a man in robes. And next to him is a pristine staff, which looks like it was not damaged from whatever they got burnt with. And at the tip of it, you see a snowflake.
Oh, that's pretty. Could I use my free action to grab it?
Yeah.
Let me do that.
All right. As you grab it, you hear in your head, we must achieve power. I need you to make a charisma saving throw, DC 12.
$10. That's awesome.
All right. So I'm going to put something in the chat. This replaces your current flaw that you have. Your new flaw is I crave power above all else, and I will do anything to obtain more of it. As whatever evil essence or whatever essence that this staff has pulls into you, but you have a staff of frost in your hand right now.
Kick ass.
All right, is that your turn?
Yep.
All right. Flame skulls. One of them is going to cast Magic Missile on Dan Jackiels, and the other one is going to cast Magic Missile on Kojin. Dan Jackiels, that is 11 points of force damage as the magic missiles fly into you, striking simultaneously. And then Kojin, same thing coming up at you. That is going to be 8 points of force damage. And that is their turns. Dan Jackiels, it is your go.
Ow. I'm staring at this thing and I'm gonna stab it with my blood spear again, since it was so effective last time. That's 20
Dirty 20, that's a hit.
for a 4.
I imagine the reason why you're not doing as much damage is because you're just chipping away at it.
I'm smiling while I do it, though.
It looks like one of those really bad skull gems in Diablo at this point.
Oh,
The
crit.
lowest tiers.
Crit.
Nice.
Crit. Here we go. Come on, damage. 7. Ones everywhere. Dang it.
It is barely hanging on.
I'm gonna do you guys dirty, and I'm gonna Misty Step. It won't get an opportunity if I Misty, will it?
It will not. That is
Where do
great
I wanna
thinking with
go?
maneuverability.
Because I want to get out of between these two buns. What, I got 30 feet? I can go back there. Yoink. Because I'm hurting. I'm hurting. I'm yelling out loud. That's my turn.
All right. And now it's Kojin staring down 2 flame skulls. Both of them look like they are possibly one badass swipe each away from no longer being part of this world.
Alright, that one that's right there in front of me. I'm gonna go ahead and have him attack that. $15?
That's a hit. It was at 2 hit points. You just smack it out of the air, and the
Nice.
skull goes inert.
Alright, then I'm gonna step up towards this one and try to do the same one. So, that is not gonna hit, I don't think.
That is not gonna hit. It's a 13. Oh, Dan, what was your hunter's mark? Because you got to do extra damage because of that.
Oh, dang it. I keep forgetting about that. Sorry, I think it's a 1d6, but let me just verify that.
Yep. Can you hit twice?
Yep, 1d6. Dang it. Good call. I should remember that.
It's
That
all
was
good.
the
That's
6
what I'm here
on
for.
the top one. And then
And
if that one's dead.
And remembering that it was dead from moments ago, finally caught up speed of pain. The skull drops inert. You now have 3 skulls lying on the ground. We are out of combat. What is everybody doing?
Can anybody lend me a hand? I'm
Investigate
hurting.
that.
Ugh.
I got
leg-
you.
My leg's bleeding bad. I need a patch.
I got you, man. How bad? How far down are you?
Oh, I'm more than halfway. I'm at 20. Ugh.
Oh, you're all right. All right. Who else? Who else is really hurt?
Jabber.
I'm even down a number of hit points. If we want to
Are
take
you
10
down?
minutes, I can cast a spell that'll help us all. I need 10 minutes.
If it's gonna be
I
too
was-
much trouble, just hand me a band-aid or a wrap or something. I got this.
I was just gonna say I could do a mask here, but if you guys aren't that far down, then I can do individuals.
I'm half.
I'm 25 down.
All right, mask here it is. Everybody! Oh, let's go!
Nice.
Let's go!
All the way back there.
That's
Hell
That's what I'm
that's
talking about.
that's 887. I
Dude.
almost got critical on that. Let's go.
Oh,
That's
feel
awesome.
much better.
I think that was well deserved 5th level spell slot. Everybody
Thank you,
to
Mr.
get back to full or damn near.
That's definitely Bard's coming in handy. So, Kojin, you said that you were checking out the Flame Skulls.
Yeah.
Give me
Wanted to
like
see
an
what the-
Arcana or a Religion or something that you would use to try to discern about these things.
All right, we're gonna go with religion. Oh wow, for 19.
You've heard of these things before. Flame Skulls are usually the product of wizards who have been killed being reconstituted and given the ability to cast spells. They are intelligent, and while they are inert now, they will come back if you don't do something like pour holy water over them in order to
Oh.
make them become inert.
I think
This
I have
process, you've heard, takes about an hour.
some to pour water, the holy water on them.
For them to come back will take about an hour. For you to pour
Oh.
holy water on them, it's just going to be like pouring it out for your homies.
I'm pretty sure I have.
Stack them up, and then we all can we
Yeah.
all have a holy water.
We each have one.
Well, let's see if one will be enough. I've got mine. I'll go ahead and kick the skulls kind of towards each other so I can just get them all at one time.
You line them up Larry Curly Moe style, draw the holy water across them, and you notice their arcane energy fizzle as little necrotic green wisps fly out and burst, dying. These things are never coming back.
I've always wanted to do that. That was very satisfying.
I'm glad you thought of it.
It's way better than having one come back to life in your backpack. Not saying that that's ever happened before. All right.
Spiffy, did you look to see if they have any gold teeth you want to snag?
Maybe. You know what? That sounds like a great idea. Let me look. Maybe they have more than that.
I was
Maybe
kidding.
they have power. Maybe they could give me some power.
What's wrong with you? Ever since you picked up that stick? What is that thing anyway?
What? This? Oh, it's pretty frosty. That's what it is.
Where did you get that?
Oh, that burnt course over there. You see that?
Oh shoot!
Mr. Spiffy, the double doors that are behind you, you're starting to hear a little bit of commotion back there.
I think we should check this out down here. There's something going on the other side of the doors.
If you sit there and listen, you hear humanoid voices speaking in common. Do you think they killed them all? The angry fire spirits vex us. How are we going to get this temple's treasure if they keep shooting at us? I don't know if they're dead yet. Maybe they killed the other people like they did that one guy.
Yeah, so, hey guys, kind of, all I could do, there's
Huh?
someone on the other side of this door that doesn't mean us well. I don't want to leave with them behind us at our backs.
What are you suggesting?
We just make sure they're not gonna cause us any trouble.
I got your backside.
Well, since you're
Okay.
Mr. Diplomat, do you want to go chat?
think that would be the owls thing, wouldn't it?
I don't know. He's looking kind of frosty.
And I go poof.
Did you go back to being invisible?
Yup.
I'm telling you, he's acting real weird.
That's pretty par for the. Well, I guess that's not a thing. Par for the course, though, isn't it? Anyway, guys.
You hear from the other side. I hear them. I hear people talking. I think that they've killed those fiery spirits.
I'm just gonna yell through the door. It's all safe out here. If you intend to mean us harm, trust me, it won't end well. For you.
You hear 6 voices chuckle.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, what does this door look like in front of me?
All the doors in this place are just large slabs of amber.
I'm thinking that the chuckle was kind of a sign that maybe they put these skulls up to this. Is there?
Hey, Doc.
Yeah.
I'd like to taunt them.
Oh no.
Do you have to see them in order to taunt?
No, you don't.
Okay.
You just have
As
to
a
be like,
bonus
"Here,"
action,
right?
you can unleash a string of provoking words at a creature within 60 feet of you that can hear and understand you.
Before you do that, sorry. Which way does the door open? Can we tell it opens out or in?
It looks like it opens in towards you guys.
Okay. So they have to pull it to open. Can I stick my crowbar in there?
Try to like
No, they
wedge
have
it
to-
shut.
They have to
Wedge?
push it to open.
No, they have to pull it. Right? That's what you said.
They have to push it. It'll
Oh,
open
so it
in
pulls
towards
from
you
our
guys.
side. Okay. Never mind then. Can carry on, sorry.
Are there handles on the door?
Sure. There are handles on the door.
Can we stick a crowbar in them to where they can't be opened without them knowing?
I think that's what Dan was trying to do. I mean, you could give me a sleight of hand to see if they'll hear it.
Right, but if the door if we have to pull it to open, then unless there's something to latch the crowbar into, then
The door handles.
I
Slide it in.
understand. I understand what you guys are trying to do. You're trying to get it to where it basically bars that door.
uh-huh.
And without taking the time to go to Home Depot and build you a mock-up, I'm saying that you guys can definitely make it happen because I understand your intent.
All right. I'm
I'm
going
gonna
to
whisper
try.
back. I was gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna whisper back to Flip, I forget his name. And be like, hey, hand me that crowbar real quick.
You mean
And
this one?
yeah, I'm gonna run sleight of hand.
All right.
10.
It makes a little bit of noise. You
And
hear more shuffling from the opposite side. You also hear a large growling as you slide it through.
Just gets worse and worse.
taunt and run. Nah, I'm messing. Let's leave that right where it is. See what they do next. I'm gonna hold off that taunt.
You hear them starting to talk in like hushed tones. It sounds like they're planning something.
Can I see through the crack in the door? Or underneath it?
Give me a perception check. There is light coming in from underneath.
11. I just need to see into the room beyond.
You notice that there's a lot of feet standing around, and there's light lit. Looks like there's heavy sleeping bags, almost like they're expecting to be here for a while. And then you see 4 legs from a wolf walking back and forth. All of these people are wearing, at least from the bottom, like crude hide. So you'd think that they are not necessarily sophisticated. One voice rings out above the rest. It looks like they're taking direction from one person who is on the other side of that door.
Okay. I want to
What would you like
manifest
to do?
echo. I can see into the room. Manifest echo.
All right. So I'm going to pull you into the room. Do you see?
Mm-hmm.
And then your echo is just beaten to a bloody
Poof.
pulp and poofs out.
Okay.
And now let's get back with some initiative.
What do you guys want to do? You want to run?
Is that your second one on initiative, Kojin?
Yep. Well, 2, but my initiative's -1, so yeah.
Man.
So what happens if you get a 0 initiative? You just not play?
You just go dead last.
Sit in the corner.
And Jackiels 21, Mr. Spiffy got a respectable 7. All right, we're doing some descending. It is going to be Jabber, then the boss, Dan Jackiels, a wolf, Mr. Spiffy, the followers, and then Kojin. Jabber, it is your go. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna move 15. I'm gonna move 20 feet back, away from the door. That'd be about right here, I would say. And then I'm going to ready, just in case they do break through the door. I'm going to ready melee, not melee, ranged hoopak.
Gotcha.
So as soon as they come through that door, they're gonna get a little missile straight to the head, or attempt to, anyways.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
Is that your
And
turn?
That is my turn.
All right, the boss yells at his other ones, "Take this door down!" As you start hearing a multitude of different people starting to hack on this door. It is starting to buckle underneath the pressure. You hear the fever pitch of the large direwolf salivating, jaws snapping. This thing's starting to buckle. It's probably got about one turn until it goes down. Dan, it is your go.
Cool. I'm going to back up just a touch. And then ready, I'm gonna ready my boomerang and crossbow.
Gotcha. Is that your turn?
Yeah, it's my turn.
All right. Direwolf's doing its thing. Mr. Spiffy, it is your go.
I'm going to actively hide.
Gotcha. Give me that stealth check.
That's 22.
Nice. I take it that's your turn?
Yep.
All right, they are working on the door. It is starting to show signs of wear and tear as chunks of amber from being hit are starting to splinter out the opposite side and spit onto the floor. Kojin, it is your go.
I'm gonna go ahead and back away from the door too. I don't know how long far that was. Well, I have to take my axe as well. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and back up 30 feet. I need to move my character. There we go.
All right.
Is it possible to prepare an action and move, or? Well, I guess it
It
doesn't
is
matter because I'm at
possible.
the end of the round. So.
So if you only used your move, you can obviously prepare or hold an action, and then when your trigger for your action happens, you use your reaction to make it happen. So what
Okay.
would you like to set up?
As soon as they start coming through that door, I'm going to use my action to cast Create Bonfire underneath the first person that walks through the door.
Nice. All right. I
And
gotcha.
that'll be it for me.
All right. Next up is Jabber. You are sitting there. Everything's ready. They did not break through on your turn, so you have all your stuff refreshed. It is not going to last this next round. They are going to be coming through. What would you like to do?
All right, I'm going to move back another 20 feet and keep a ready to action.
All right.
Same action as before.
Gotcha.
But as a bonus action, I want to activate my Echo. And I want to place him right here. Actually, no. I take that back. I'll move him. He's kind of a front line, but they'll see him. They'll try to attack him first.
Makes sense. Is that
And
your turn?
that is my turn. Yep.
Gotcha. You hear the one that's obviously the leader. One more strong go, and we can get through here and claim our prizes. Dan, it is your go.
I'm still holding my action boomerang and crossbow. I can't use dread ambush like as part of my reaction, right?
So if you are holding your act to make an attack on a turn that's not yours, you only get one attack.
Okay.
Because multi-attack is when you make the attack action on your turn.
Yeah. I'll just say it's not too late to find another door to hide in, and that'll be my turn.
All right. Wolf howls. Mr. Spiffy, it is your go. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna just sit here and say the same. I haven't moved, so
All right, 22 on stealth still works. And they bust open the doors. And they come rushing in.
Why are they so hostile?
Whoever the first one is through the door,
Yeah, I'm gonna take my reactions too, or my actions I was holding.
Same.
All right. So, are y'all going to focus fire on one, or are you going to spread it around?
I'm going after this guy right here.
All right. I tell you what I can do. I can add little dots to them. Make it easy.
I'm gonna go for yellow.
All right. Anything above a 13.
Ooh, 28.
That's a hit.
Seven damage.
All right. Your rock goes by, hits him in the head. He looks undeterred. He actually smiles as blood starts to streak down his face. It's like, I'm killing you first.
How about another 28?
You only get one attack on your turn for a held action.
Oh yeah, that's right. Duh.
That's all good. All right. Kojin's held action. What are you doing?
Bonfire as the purple one, I guess, came into the room.
Gotcha.
The
you
pink one.
A
Sorry,
deck
pink
save?
one. Yes, it's a DC 16.
All right, they passed. What's happening? Is it a save or suck, or do you do half damage on a?
Yeah, it's a saber suck.
All right, it managed to catch the tail end of the bonfire. Just a little bit of its shoes on fire. It stops when it moves there, and it kind of stamps the fire.
Very cool.
All right, and then Dan Jackiels.
Shoot the orange one with a crossbow.
Gotcha.
25. He's gonna take 6.
All right.
He or she, I don't know.
They're all wrapped up in furs. It's kind of hard to tell right now. They just look like angry balls of like skin and hide. All right, that's everybody who has their held actions. All right, last go is Kojin. So you have refreshed on everything.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and step up to the. I'm gonna go ahead and step over to the yellow one and do my great sword attack. First one is gonna be 28,
Hell yeah, that's a hit.
and that's going to be 14 slashing damage.
You notice that he took that. Your damage did exactly what you thought it was going to do. You did that 14 points of damage. You slashed through. He does not look very phased by it. That's my way of saying, like, this dude's got a lot of hit points.
Gotcha. Oh, screw it. I'm gonna go ahead and attack again, and then. No, 18.
18 hits.
And that'll be 11 more slashing damage. And I'm gonna kind of look over at the party behind me and like, I think we should run.
He looks like he has just now gotten to the point of being bloodied.
Said we get 30 bonus section. That's it for me this turn.
All right. Jabber, it is your go.
Alright. That one misfired.
Yes, that did miss. Reload, hit it again, 24. Are you still hitting at that yellow one?
Yup. Wait, no, the pink one, because Kojin's in my way.
All right.
And that was 7 damage.
Yep, domed it with a rock.
Yup. And I am going to action surge.
That'd definitely be the time to do it.
Yes, sir. Another 28.
That's a hit. Still on pink.
Yes, sir. 6 damage. $26.
Hit.
4 damage. And I'm gonna take movement. I'll move right there.
Gotcha.
And that's my turn.
All right.
Crap.
See that
Never
one
mind.
make his way through, and he starts pointing people out. He's like, "Focus fire on the armored one. Don't mind the pea shooters." Dan Jackiels, it's your go.
All right. Question: my hunter's mark lasts for up to an hour, but since we were out of combat initially, we're back into combat. Do I still have it? Because it doesn't say it ends after.
I will let you proc it back up. There was such a small amount of time in between encounters. We're talking maybe like 30 seconds, and you knew that there was stuff there. I'd say you could still have it.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't. It doesn't say anything whether it specifies that or not. So, but it lasts up to an hour. It says so.
Well, that's up to an hour. You'd be keen-eyed in making sure that stuff happened.
All right. Well, if that's the case, I'll use my bonus action and put it on the orange dude. And so I'm gonna invoke Dread Ambusher on him as my first attack, and we're gonna hopefully do some damage. What was their AC? Not 12.
It is 13.
Okay. So the first one fails. Oh my god. Second one. Fail. Wow. Okay, that one hits. Yay. For a 6. And then. So that's an 8 total.
All right. So
Hold on. And then I gotta roll my. That was for a Dread Ambush. Oh, that was. Or I'm sorry. The 1d6 was for
the
Hunter's Mark. I get to roll 1d8 for the Dread Ambush.
Gotcha.
So additional 4.
So all of your crossbow bolts hit. It just didn't affect him that much because it stuck into that hide armor that he has. And then finally one punched its way through, making a little bit of a wallop. You see him cough up a little bit of blood.
Okay.
Is that your turn?
Yep, I'm gonna. Yeah. That's my turn.
Alright. Next up is the dire wolf. Comes running towards the back. It does not have any way to get through its compatriots, so it's back there. Jaws snapping and salivating. You see its eyes glowing red. Alright, next step is Mr. Spiffy.
Hearing those jaws snapping kind of just puts me at like a freeze moment. And I will hold a if the direwolf makes it in my line of sight, I will cast a psychic glance at it.
Gotcha.
That's my go.
All right. Next up is the berserkers, who are so inflamed with bloodlust that they are going to recklessly attack against Kojin. So I am rolling twice, taking the highest. 12 is not going to make it. The next one. $18? You got a 19 AC, right? All right, so those don't. They're coming down on you with a fury, and you are managing to push them all off with your badass sword that you have. And then these other two are going to attack Jabber's shadow thing recklessly. All right, so I do believe that is... That's a 13. Jabber, what's your Echo's AC?
18.
18? You managed to dip it around while everything's going. All attacks against these berserkers now have advantage, as they are going insane trying to hit you guys. Next up is Kojin.
Alright, I am going to let me make sure I can do that. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and as a bonus action, I'm gonna cast Searing Smite
Nice.
on my great sword, and then I'm going to attack that. I think it was the yellow one that's right in front of me.
Yep, don't forget all your attacks are at advantage because they attack recklessly.
Sweet. So the first attack is going to be... Oh, that's beautiful. That's a natural 20.
That's a critical hit. So that doubles all the dice.
Doubles all the dice?
Yep.
Alright, so there is the 4, 6, plus 5. So 15 for the slashing, and then the fire damage is normally with the second level spell 2d6, so that'll also be
It doubles
46?
those damage as well.
Alright. Well, that's 12 fire damage.
It is down to single digits as your first swipe comes in and just cleaves him right down the center. His furs start to catch fire and immolate. Parts of his beard are going up in flames now.
Awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and take my second attack on the same one then. That's gonna be a 19 to hit.
That is definitely a hit.
Alright, so that's 2d5 for 12 slashing damage.
You break through, build him down. He is dead.
He's also on fire. I forgot that part.
Nice.
So then I'm gonna kind of turn to the next one and just be like, put up my hand and be like, bring it. And
I love it.
that'll be it for me this turn.
All right, he answers back kind. All right, then next up would be Jabber.
$28.
Who are you aiming at?
Pink still
All right, that's a hit.
with 7 damage.
Gotcha.
And then I'm gonna run a special Manifest Echo attack. The purple one directly in front of my Echo. So it'll be a 2-pack melee.
Also at advantage.
Oh crap.
21's
don't
still
even-
gonna hit.
Yeah, that's still gonna smack him around.
You only want to roll it twice if you want to confirm the crit. Go crit
9.
fishing. Gotcha.
9 damage. Yes, sir. That's all I can do.
All right, that's your turn.
Sir. Yes, sir. It's the end of my turn.
All right. Big old boss's dude's turn. He is going to look at Kojin, who just basically fell one of his dudes with one swipe, and he is going to go ahead and take one of the spears behind his back and chuck it at you for a 9, which is definitely going to miss. And he is going to maneuver his way up. I'm going to pull this guy off. And then he is going to move up into there. And he is now toe-to-toe with you. This guy looks much better dressed. Definitely the leader. Alright, that's his turn. Dame Jackiels, it is your go.
Alright, I'm going to step up here, and I am going to cast Fear. So anybody in the 30-foot, which is everybody, including the direwolf there.
Gotcha. What do they gotta roll against?
Wisdom 14.
Alright. That one's a feared. That one also. That one also.
I'm hoping the big boy's feared so Kojin can get an attack opportunity.
What was the DC on your fear?
It was 14.
14? Alright, so the big guy did save.
Oh, dang.
And you notice the wolf, while the wave of fear does reach it, it reaches up to the eyes, and the eyes flash a little bit red and then go dormant. So it was able to stave off that effect. Is that your turn?
Yeah, so what happens, do they flee on their next turn, I'm assuming?
So all those berserkers look like the fear took a hold of them. They aren't going to be able to move any closer to you, and they get disadvantage attacking you.
Okay. Some. Let's see. So I'm just reading the thing because I misread it, I guess. It says while frightened, the creature must take a dash action to move away from me.
On their turn is when they'll start taking their actions.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. I cast that, and I have no bonus action, so I think that's it. That's my turn.
All right. The wolf's turn. It looks at all the party members almost as if in recognition of something, and then you see it kind of put one paw in front of the other and tilt its head down, and it starts to move away from what's going on. And you hear it starting to move off into the distance. And that is its turn. Mr. Spiffy, it is your go.
Which one's the boss?
Boss is going to be this one right in front of Kojin.
Okay, I feel like I would step back here. I'm gonna go right here, and I'm gonna psychic glance the boss.
All right, what kind of save is that?
That is, you unleash a shimmering lance of psychic power from your forehead at a creature you can see within range. Alternatively, you can utter a creature's name if the name is in range. but the target makes an intelligence savings throw. On a failed, it takes the 76 psychic damage and is incapacitated until the start of your next turn. On a successful save, the creature takes half the damage.
What's your spell save DC?
It says attack save 15.
All right, it failed.
All right, it takes 26 and is incapacitated until my start of my next turn.
Hell yeah,
Gotcha.
brother.
And as a bonus action, can I see Spiffy? No, I can't see Spiffy. All right, never mind. That's it.
All right. Because you cast a spell, you lost your invisibility. Next step is the berserkers, who are going to and it looks like Kojin's the only one who's close enough to make an attack of opportunity against the pink one. As it looks like they are running away.
Purple. The Echo.
Your Echo is considered to be a magical object, so it does not get an attack of opportunity. Unless something's changed, which could be. If that's the case, let me know right now, and then I'll let you make that attack of opportunity.
Let me check.
All right, Kojin, are you taking your attack of opportunity?
Yes, I am.
All right. It's going to be against pink. Anything above a 13?
Oh,
13, you are on.
nice.
When a creature that you can see within 5 feet of your Echo moves at least 5 feet from it, you can use your reaction to make an attack of opportunity.
Nice. I'm glad we checked that. Also, your smite's on your greatsword. So if you still got your fire going on that.
Yep. And that's a DC 16 con save on the fire.
Con
So
save
it's
DC.
13 damage. It's con save to see if they at the beginning of their turn. I forgot it already. I'm sorry.
All right, so he got a 14.
Okay, so yeah, that means that he'll basically be on fire at the beginning of his next turn.
Oh. That's a leaf, but it also looks like fire. All right,
Oh,
Jabber, what did you do for your
Yeah, I just
attack
can
on
only
purple?
use Hoopak melee. Give me a
All right.
sec. 19
That's a hit.
with 7 damage.
With your fear, if they take damage, do they get to make a saving throw?
With fear? Frightened, they take the test. If spell, there is nowhere the creature in its turn location doesn't want to say. It doesn't say anything.
While we're figuring that out, Kojin, it is your go.
Alright. So that guy's still standing there. Be like, look like your buddy's left. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to hit him twice with my sword. First one is a 21.
21 hit. Oh, he's incapacitated, so you're rolling all of these at advantage as well.
I was just gonna say that.
Holy shit. Okay, well that's cool. So that one is 15 damage. And so the second attack, I'm gonna go ahead and do this one at advantage. Just 26
Definitely hit.
or another 13 damage. And he'll need to make a con saving throw for the fire damage.
All right. Did you add the fire damage into it already?
I haven't added it yet, no.
All right. Constitution saving throw got a 17 for the first hit, and then on the second hit,
it ends with the spell ends with a save.
all right.
But yeah, the I forgot what the damage was. It's in the thing.
I think it's like a D6. That's what I ended up seeing the last time.
That's 2. And be like, is that all you've got? And then, yeah, that'll be it for me this turn.
You can tell that he wants to try to answer back, and he grits through bloodied teeth, still just trying to fight to maintain some semblance of control.
So there's an important piece of information in Fear.
Yeah.
They drop everything they're carrying, which would include their weapons or shields or whatever, I'm assuming, right?
They dropped, let's see, what do these jokers have? They got great axes. So there's like 4 great axes on the ground. Weird. It looks like gnarled tree branches mixed with like antlers and stuff like that have been ground to a sharpened point. Very crude. Reminiscent of the druids and other folk of Yester Hill who performed the ritual. All right. If that's that, next up is Jabber.
I'm gonna yell to Dan. First, say duck. And I'm going. Are they still afeared?
They are. What's the range on your hoopak?
160.
160?
Then we
That's
still get
max.
advantage, right?
40 is regular, and 160 is max.
So anything over 40, you're going to be... So pretty much you're going to be going at disadvantage anything past that line.
Would it be regular roll, though, since we already have advantage?
They didn't recklessly attack this turn.
Oh, they didn't.
ran.
That's right. I'll shut up.
Good. No. I enjoy you bringing these things up because believe me, I want to make sure that you guys are getting everything that you're owed when it comes to this stuff. So,
I still got a
Jabber.
13.
13 is just enough. Who are you aiming at?
Pink.
All right, the one that's on fire. Insult to injury. How much damage did you do?
4.
All right.
That's why I yelled to Dan, duck. Hey,
And
Dan!
then the one that you hit got a goose egg.
Good.
Oddly enough,
Is
the
your
one
co-
that you hunter's mark is a hunter named Mark. Fun fact.
All right.
Anything else you got on
one
your turn,
more.
Jabber?
One more roll.
Still with the pink?
Yup. Flew right by him.
He is
That was a
very
12.
thankful that he didn't get hit that time.
And that is my turn.
All right. Gladiator, I believe, is still incapacitated until the end of Spiffy's next turn. But you see him kind of force his way back as he looks at his compatriots and he, "Get back here, you weaklings!" That's his go. Dan, it is up to you.
As an action, would I be able to pick up all their weapons?
I would say if you used an action, you'd have 4 great axes. Yeah.
Do I want to do that?
Heal him.
Yeah. I am going to grab all of their axes. Was it 3 of them? 4 of them?
4 of them.
Okay. If I'm able to grab all 4. Let's see. I'm assuming they're probably right here, so it's 10 feet.
Yeah, if you go in front of Jabber's Echo, we'll just say that you're able to grab up all 4 of them.
Okay. So say 10 there, and then 10 back. I'm just gonna move back with the weapons.
You're like,
And I don't have any bonus action.
You do still have one hunter's marked.
I do. What could I do with that though? Because I'm not attacking him.
Can't you move it as a bonus action?
Move it?
It's been a while since I played a ranger.
Yeah, you can only move it when it goes to 0 hit points and proc it to someone else.
Gotcha.
So I guess at that point I will just stand here with their weapons looking dumbfounded like, what do I do with these?
Well, you do happen to notice over to your left-hand side, those arrow slits that you see are approximately 4 inches wide, 5 feet tall.
Oh. Okay.
It's a good idea for next time. But it's Mr. Spiffy's go unless you got anything else.
No.
Alright, Mr. Spiffy, it is your go.
I'll slide back up here. And I will do a level 4 Dissonant Whisper on him.
What's the save he's got to make?
He has to make. Hold on. It doesn't move. Wait. Wisdom 15.
Gotcha. That is a wisdom 13. He failed.
He takes 21 psychic damage and must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far away from you as possible.
Alright, so the effects stack. So, does the Dissonant Whisper take effect before or after the incapacitation wears off?
Let me double check that.
So the Dissonant Whisper ends on your turn, right?
No. Oh, no. Until the start of your next turn is when the incapacitation starts. So he will be in effect running away from me then.
Gotcha. Alright, Kojin, go ahead and if you want your attack of opportunity. Wait, you've already used... Did you already use your reaction for this turn?
I don't think so. I think that was the last turn because I've attacked since then.
Gotcha.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, I'll err on the side of caution and say that you got an attack of opportunity against this dude.
All right, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and try to hit him with my sword.
Alright, anything above
22?
13? 22,
Nice.
definitely.
All right, so that's 14 slashing.
Does he have to save versus the fire?
No, that's no longer in effect.
Gotcha. Alright, Mr. Spiffy, is that your turn?
Yes.
Alright. Next up is the berserkers. The sound and the ambiance by Syrinscape provides a little bit, but there's a little bit more urgency in their bloodlust as it sounds more like a, oh, let's get out of here. All right, Kojin, you're the last one for this round. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna go ahead and shoot that guy in the back with my firebolt.
Gotcha.
Maybe, hopefully. 20? No, 19.
19, yep. His AC is a 16, so yes, that is a hit.
That looks like 10 points of fire damage.
All right, he's looking rough. You guys have definitely put in the work on him.
I'm gonna go ahead and move forward. Not right up to him, but about 10 feet away.
All right.
And that'll be it for my turn.
Got you. Next up is top of the round, Jabber.
One moment. I'm gonna move my 30 feet.
Gotcha.
Second. And then I'm going to use same as I've been doing before. Ranged. I don't know why that just
So if we take the 13 and then add the 9 to it, that's a 22. So that'll be a hit if you want to roll damage.
four.
All right. He's down to single digits.
And I missed him on that one.
Gotcha. Anything else you're going to be doing on your turn?
I am going to taunt him. I'm going to need a wisdom DC 11 from him.
All right.
Why you running, you coward? I thought you were
Yeah.
some big bad bully. Come back here, you turd.
He got a 21. Your taunt did not seem to be effective. Possibly because he's being compelled to flee at a high rate of speed. Is that your
Oh,
turn?
chicken shit.
Yep.
All right. He's running through. All right. Next up is Dan Jackiels. As you're looking down the hallway, you see that they've all fled. You have their weapons.
I run my 30 feet all winded. I'm gonna toss him back. Did this guy flee? Like they're all gone, right?
You saw them all run into that room. I don't know what you can see specifically. I'm going to check your line of vision. You look into that room, you see large piles of bedding and stuff like that. Lights all around. You hear what sounds like people shoving past each other to try to go somewhere, but you see doors down that way, and then all that commotion's happening from there.
Okay. I guess I'm going to, let me see if I can do that. 20, 30. I'm going to take my dash, rest of my movement. Let's see what the hell's going on in here.
You see a large crack in that area, and it looks like they're all trying to squeeze their way through there. The wolf is no longer anywhere to be found.
Okay. Oh, by the way, I did drop their weapons in the other room, so I don't have them anymore.
Gotcha. It would be kind of a dick move to be like, hey, you guys forgot these?
Yeah. All right, that's my turn. Oh, wait. Okay, there's the guy with Hunter's Mark. I see him. All right. No, that's all I got.
All right. Next up is Mr. Spiffy and then the berserkers.
All right, I will move. Hold on, I'll move 20 feet. See what I see. I'll move right up there. And I don't have any area effect stuff, so. Oh wait, who took damage? Who took a lot of damage? Nobody?
Well, I mean, the leader of the people that you guys were hitting
I'm
on, he
talking
could
of
definitely
us.
use some healing.
I'm talking about us.
I don't know. He might be your friend after some of that good touch.
That's very true. He could be, but that's not going to happen. So I will hold my action with a dissonant whisper for the first one to walk into my line of sight.
All right,
Or-
gotcha. If
That's
that's your turn, next up, Dan Jackiels. You watch as these guys start to shoehorn themselves into this crack, squeezing to get out of the way. That is their turn. Kojin, it is your go.
All right, I think they're all running away. I follow Mr. Jackiels into that room. Oh, they're still in there.
No, just the one guy.
Was that the boss?
That is. He
You
does
know
not
what?
look happy to see you.
I'm just, yeah. Got right up to him. Try to hit him with my greatsword.
All right. Anything above a 16, that is definitely a hit.
That's gonna be almost max damage. That's 16 slashing damage. Second hit.
What does it look like when
Oh.
Kojin brings his greatsword down, ending this feral humanoid's life?
Yeah, he just like basically just chops in the neck, down all the way through. Especially since if I hadn't killed him with that hit, my next hit was a natural 20. So
Dispatched him with style. We are now out of combat.
I want to see what he's got. What am I looking at? This guy.
The berserker, or the gladiator dude,
Yeah.
he's got a shield, a spear across it, and a spear that he had across his back.
Why was this guy so angry? Kojin, I don't know why he's so angry. You notice
I
that
don't
crack
know.
down there?
The what?
Do you see that crack down there? That's where all the other guys went. I watched him go.
Oh,
I'm not willing to go down there though. Sorry.
yeah. No, we
Heal Kojin for
that's in
6.
the other direction.
All right,
What's that?
Kojin's got some healing for 6.
Oh, Kojin hasn't taken any damage since the last time, Mr. Spiffy.
I'll take that.
Oh, you guys. Okay, then yeah, it'd be to you then.
All right, I'll take it. Cool.
The only reason why I did that is because your character's health bar is not changed down here.
Oh, I don't know how to change that. I
Double
was
click
at
on
40, but then you healed me for 26, which was 1 point more than I needed earlier.
it. So if you just double click on your person, you'll see that there's two the
I see.
bars, and you
Yeah.
can do what you want with those bars.
Cool.
I have one for my Bardic of Inspirations, and then the other one shows my AC, and then I have my my HP.
Oh, okay.
So I figured this is a good time to take our break.
Good choice.
Can
Yeah.
we quickly scavenge the room, see if there's anything on the beddings or clues?
You look and you find crude heaps of furs meant to be like bedding and stuff like that. There's torches in sconces that are lit in this area. There's not a lot of stuff of what you would traditionally call a value. Everything is very utilitarian.
All right. Can I quickly take all these beddings, put them on the crack, and then take one of the torches and light it?
Yeah, you can absolutely do that.
All right. I don't want them coming back.
That sends a very clear message.
Right.
don't think that you'll have to worry about them for
Okay.
your
So-
stay in the Amber Temple.
Is that like an hour long? Or wait, no, a short rest is an hour, isn't it?
Short rest is an hour.
Okay, we only have like 30 minutes, 40 minutes.
And pretty much at this point, you've got about another 30 minutes until Escher and Ludmilla are thinking about calling for you. We can
Cool.
pick that stuff up once we get
Alright.
back from break. All right. So you have stuffed their mattresses in that crack, lit it on fire, sending smoke billowing out into the mountainside as you all are sitting there kind of taking stock of what they had. Not a whole lot. What is everybody doing now? You got about a half hour before Escher and Ludmilla complete their ritual.
I want to see what those other doors are to. At the other end of the hallway.
We're kind of on a timeline. Unless you want to stay.
So Jabber's suggesting taking a look at the doors that are in the hallway. What's everybody else thinking about?
There's 2 doors down here, right? Oops.
Well, depending on where you at, it's 3 doors down. Hey yo.
Oh,
Strike that, please.
If you can't make ill-timed pun with your friends, are you even playing D&D?
just
No.
saying.
I'll
Cut
let
that.
one
That's a
slide.
highlight, baby.
All right, so Jabber wants to go investigate more doors. You guys have seen where those tribesmen of the mountains went out. I guess we'll go with Mr. Spiffy. What are you doing?
You know what? It sounds like a good idea there, bud. Let's go find more shit.
All right. Oh, Chris, what's Jabber doing?
The doors to the north. That's where I was thinking about looking at.
As in the 2 doors to the north?
Mm-hmm. These ones here.
All right. They are amber.
Are they locked?
No, they are not locked.
Do they open inwards towards me or outwards?
They open inwards towards you.
Let's get my echo off the screen because he's out of here. I want to pull open the door directly in front of me and then peek in.
All right. As you open the door, you see torches and sconces illuminating a dining table at the center of the room. Covering the table is a magnificent feast that fills the hall with a rich smell of cooked meat, sweet vegetables, and piping hot gravy and wine.
Oh, now I'm hungry. Damn it, I'm hungry.
I'm gonna yell back,
Hey guys, there's food in here. I'm fucking starving.
Has been a while since breakfast. Ford, what are you doing? What is Dan Jackiels doing?
Since we're in this room down here, I'm gonna pop this door open, see what's in here.
All right. It looks like it leads out, and you start to take a look around. It is the grand entryway.
Okay. I'm curious why these guys didn't run out this door. Well, Kojin, I don't think we want to go that way. It looks like it just kind of leads to an entrance. So, should we head back up?
I think so. I think we need to find that temple and Gotta get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Does anybody know the way back?
Back the way we came?
Well, we're running on a time constraint here, I think. My bones tell me it's getting close to time. So we got to
Adam, what
do
is
something
Kojin
quick.
doing?
Kojin's trying to figure out how to get to that temple.
All right.
The ones that we're supposed to find. He's just
You
kind
did
of.
hear that it was around this area. That's what you got for paying your toll. You got news that it was towards the west. This is definitely the western portion of the temple. Below you is that long hallway that had all those figurines of animals that some of them were broken. Mr. Spiffy, what are you doing?
Um, this is the way we came, right? Right where
Correct.
I'm at.
Yep.
So I would like to check this door right here, actually. See what's in this room.
You see stone blocks resembling tables standing in the center of this room, and it's covered with dust. Carved into the stones are niches filled with hundreds of dusty bottles. Cobwebs hang from wooden ladders that lean against the walls. Are you proficient in alchemist tools or anything like that?
I am efficient. Jeweler's tools.
Well, this definitely looks like a shop setup of some kind, but it looks like all of the ingredients and stuff like that are long past expired.
Gotcha. Um, do I see any other doors in there? I can't really tell through this.
You can give me a perception check at a disadvantage because of the light.
I do have dark vision as well, though. Just throwing that out there.
Which in dim light you make perceptions at disadvantage.
Oh, I don't know why I didn't roll a disadvantage. Sorry.
That's all good. We'll just take the lowest one.
12.
12. There could be something. There's a lot of doorways and stuff like that. It kind of tingles your spidey senses just a little bit. There's a lot going on with this room, though.
All right, that was good to check out. Looks like
All
that
right.
was old shop, guys.
Jabber, what are you
And
doing?
I was gonna check out this other door that's right here.
All right.
Is it locked?
It is not locked.
I want to slowly open this door.
I don't know why it's not. The one that I need not to malfunction is the one that's malfunctioning. All right. So there is a door. It opens. What you see is dominating this room is a 12-foot tall model of a dark castle with high walls and tall spires. Behind it, tucked in the corner, are some ruined furnishings and a wooden chest. You notice this castle immediately to be Castle Ravenloft.
I'm going to yell to everybody, hey, there's a miniature Castle Ravenloft in here. Y'all might want to come look at this.
I think that's what we're looking for.
that is exactly what we're looking for. Good job.
Let's
I found it! I found it! I found it! Yeah!
Awesome.
And then I'll be the first one to go in the room
All right.
and walk up to this big old slab. Bing!
It looks exactly like Castle Ravenloft from the exterior. You can actually see it is completely modeled. Head to toe, it is an exact replica. You know how the kids had that dollhouse that was suspiciously accurate? This thing is also that accurate.
Oh, fuck.
And then there's that chest in the corner.
I want to go check out the chest.
All right. Are you going to open it?
Or at least attempt to.
It opens. With the age, it's very easy. You look inside, you see a book. This book is the Tome of Strahd.
I want to grab it.
Ooh.
All right, I'm showing to everyone.
I'm gonna try to sneak in there and grab it before him with a sleight of hand of 27.
So unfortunately, it's since he's interacting with it, it is easy for him to see you doing this.
Oh no, I'm trying to get to it, like snag it before he like actually actively grabs it. That's
Yeah,
what
but he's like looking at it, and there's no way that he could miss you like reaching in for it. So he sees you grabbing for it.
Hey, hey, hey! Beat wings! Beat wings! I found it first!
just trying to read it.
I'll pass it around, let everybody look at it. Jeez, I'm trying to read it. Trying to figure out what's going on. Beat wings, man!
As you grab the book, you notice that the bottom kind of moved a little bit. You're not sure if it's a pressure plate or something else that had been tripped.
I'm gonna jump away.
All right, you jump away. The chest does nothing. Let's go with Ford. What is Dan Jackiels doing?
Hey, Kojin, mind if I borrow your sword a second?
No, not at all.
Alright, I'm gonna take his sword and beat the heck out of that model castle.
You destroy this model as you're cleaving chunks out of it. You are seeing the cross section of what could be one of the most accurately built models as possible. And then when you stop and take a breath, that castle model is no more.
I couldn't stand the sight of it. I hand it back to Kojin.
Nice work.
All right, Kojin's got his sword back. What are you doing?
Well, guys, we've done what we came for. Should we get back to? I forgot Eshin. I can't
Asher and
remember.
Ludmilla.
Yeah, them two. Otherwise, it's gonna be a long walk back to the castle.
Hey, Spiffy. I think something moved in the bottom of this chest. You want to check it out? I got the book.
And maybe it's in the book. You should let me see it real quick.
I got the book. See what's in there. There might be a false bottom. I know you like loot. There might be something in there for you.
What would it be? Just to see, to look around it, see what he was talking about, what that moved.
It's obvious now that you're looking at it. The bottom of the chest is very unstable. It shifted when he took something up. Jabber thought that it was a trap that he'd sprung, but it's not. It is in fact a false bottom.
Awesome. Move it to the side and look inside of it.
All right, and I'm going to throw this up in the Roll20 chat. You find another book. As you start to thumb through it, you can tell that it's got lessons on things. You know that if you basically spent 48 hours over a 6-day period studying this book, that it would permanently increase your wisdom score by 2. I can't hear you.
That's pretty badass. I'm definitely going to keep this in in my equipment, like like hold it. Ah, nothing important, guys. Just a tome. That's the one we're looking for, though. I think we need to go back and meet up with them again.
I agree. Let's go. We got what we came for. There's no purpose of lingering around.
Are you
Yeah,
guys
man,
just
let's
gonna
be feet out.
Are you just gonna backtrack?
Yep.
All right.
Wow.
What's up?
Go back the way we've already been.
So you backtrack. It takes you a little bit. It looks like Escher is finishing up his stuff. He stands up. He is visibly as he is like not making eye contact with any of you or Ludmilla. It's done. I did what needed to be done. Please take me home. Ludmilla smiles. She pulls out a long strand of copper wire, speaks into it, and then a portal flashes open. And she begins to walk through it. Escher, kind of heavy, walks through it as well, or gets to the edge of it and says, "Come on, guys, let's go." Are you going through the portal?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
All right. Everybody goes through the portal.
Instead of walking through the portal, I just want to jump straight through.
All right. You land on the other side with a jump. There, you see Strahd and his brides. And he looks you all up and down, looks at Ludmilla. Ludmilla nods in approval. It has been done. He says, "Great. Prepare the ritual." See? I told you that they were not the troublemakers. I'm sorry to put you in a position where you could have been hurt. But obviously, Mr. Spiffy, Kojin, Dan Jackiels, and Jabber are not the ones coming around causing trouble. For if they were, they would have seized on this opportunity to attack. I've spoken with Adrian, and he has given me insight that a famed vampire hunter, Rudolf Van Richten, has been spotted through these lands, as well as an accomplice. It seems that he's responsible for much of these things. And your party, the two that are not with you, Fizzbang and Nirin, have been causing trouble. I've sent my son Adrian to investigate. If you have any information about where I can find these troublemakers, I would greatly appreciate it. And he smiles a wide grin, his fangs glistening in the torchlight. Do any of you know where I can find this Rudolf Van Richten? It's a pity. Looks like it'll be a little bit more difficult. I thank you for your time, And he hands each of you a sack of 100 gold for your troubles. And he takes the staircase ascending to the left. He says, I trust you'll know where to find yourself. I have different matters to attend to. And you see that Escher is just like kind of slumped up against one of those horse statues. He's just shaking his head slightly. Ludmilla, the other brides, Strahd, Rodan, they all leave out. It's you guys and Escher right now. He just seems to be collecting himself.
What's going on,
Looks like
man?
he could use a drink.
It definitely could. Wow. Mr. Spiffy, you don't look so good. What happened?
Sometimes the deal you make is not the deal you really want, but in the end, it's best for everyone.
You see his like face start to sour as a tear rolls down his eye. He says, yes, the deal you make is not always the deal you want.
What is this tear for? Tell me, what burdens you?
Give me a persuasion check.
Well, damn. Respectable.
I too had to make a deal. I just don't know if I can keep my end of the bargain. Everything's hinging on me. So I have to. Well, at least we'll see you at the wedding in a couple days.
Wouldn't miss it.
Gotta make sure that Gertruda's taken care of till then. And he starts to somberly walk off. At this
Hey,
point, we're
if
saying
you ever
that
need
it's
to
about
talk to
9
somebody,
a.m.
I'm here for you, man. I understand heavy burdens.
Don't doubt it. All right, what's the group doing?
Well, we have to be back here in 2 days.
Yeah, the wedding's in 2 days. It's about 9 a.m., day 10. You're looking at day 14 at noon. It's the wedding. What's the group's plans? Also, for getting the Tome of Strahd, you hit level 10.
Nice.
We can do that level up stuff after the session.
I really wish we knew what plans Escher made.
Well, how would you guys figure it out?
I was gonna try and invite him out for a drink. Talk to him.
Are you going to try to find him in the castle?
Kojin,
Yeah.
why don't you see if you can go have a drink with him and butter him up? A one-on-one, mano to mano.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and try to find him. See if I can't talk him into sharing a pint of ale or having a pint of ale with me.
It's not difficult. You guys make your way up to where you got dressed before. It seems to be Escher and Gertruda's like grand area that they've taken over. Gertruda is more than happy because she says that now that he's done what he needs to do, they can finally get married, and he can take over as the Lord of Ravenloft, and she will be his doting and admiring queen. And he looks like he is more than happy to go get a drink with you, but he doesn't want to leave the castle. He's willing to do it in the area that was at the front of the castle that you guys were at before. It says you'll find a couple glasses and a couple bottles. He needs it.
Excellent. That sounds like a good idea.
Is everybody else joining?
think it'd be better just to have a one-on-one.
I wouldn't mind sharing.
So who's going to be going into the ancillary dining hall with Kojin and Escher?
I'll go.
I could just go into the
I'm
dining
hungry.
hall and play tunes. If that's okay.
I could use a nip.
Yeah.
I'm starving.
So sitting down, he pours the wine glasses for everybody, and he sits down. You see his hand starts to shake a little bit. He chugs it back, pours more wine, and settles a little bit more. Well, so much to do. Got a wedding to plan for. Taking over as the regent. So excited.
I don't blame you. Gertrude is a very fine young woman. Sure, she'll make you quite happy.
He smiles, and then his face begins to sour a little bit. Yes, she is madly in love. She's madly in love. We're madly in love.
Congratulations.
Although thank you.
You do look a little worse for the wear. Are you gonna be okay?
Yeah. That place just creeps me out. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
16?
16. Did you? I know Mr. Spiffy did because he's changed, but did any of you interact with the entities in the amber?
I don't believe so.
You didn't.
To be perfectly honest, I was scared of it.
That's the smartest thing I've heard anybody say in a while. Well, Mr. Spiffy made a deal. I made a deal. I just hope that I have the strength when the time comes. There's a lot riding on this. I never left that. I never left that chamber. Did you guys find anything interesting?
Just a few old books here and there, and you know, interesting diversions.
And they didn't crumble to dust as soon as you left?
Not that
Are you
I'm
talking
aware
about
of.
are you talking about the upstairs library?
I think so.
Yeah. I've seen any books that you take from there, the magic no longer influences them and they just crumble away to dust. There's something about that place that keeps them preserved.
I'm gonna kind of laugh at that and be like, well, I guess a couple of my party are gonna have a fun time tonight when they open their packs.
Well, that and they're all blank. Well, until you used detect magic and then figured out that they were underneath an illusion spell. But yeah, these books are evil. Profane knowledge.
Yeah, the whole place gave me creeps.
They say
Reach
that.
over and I was gonna
Oh,
say,
go
I
ahead.
want to pour him some more wine.
Gladly accepts it. This place has existed since before the castle. I think it
The
was
Amber
the reason
Temple?
why Strahd settled here was because the Amber Temple was a place of power.
I'm gonna stop eating for a second and look over at Kojin.
Hey, I told you not to touch the books. Bad juju.
Yeah, those books are bad. The Temple Guardians are bad. I was happy that you guys were there to provide protection. I did hear some rumblings throughout the temple, but you guys are big and strong. A lot better than my previous adventuring party. He starts sipping wine. Well, seem to have remembered some stuff that has put me in a dour mood. And then Kojin blinked out. Is anybody else trying to talk or do anything during this time?
Nah, just eat.
Yeah, I'm trying to let Kojin and him have a kind of a private conversation.
I will
Alright.
actually, if it's a short rest that I get during this time, I would like to attune myself to the staff.
Yeah, you guys can take an hour to kind of like sit there and BS with Escher and like take some time. Yep, Staff of Frost.
So since Kojin's taking a break, I'm gonna sit next to him, kind of scoot right up next to Kojin and look at Asher and say, "So what did you see?"
So you ask Escher what he saw?
Mm-hmm.
I saw what needed to be done in order to rule this place. Don't want to talk about it. But on the bright side, I figure Escher's out of conversation. He kind of passively hems and haws, doesn't give you too much more what's going on, and he makes an excuse to get out of there as soon as possible. What are your guys' plans for the next little bit of the adventure? So you guys are on day 10 at 10 a.m. Day 14 at noon is the wedding.
Feel like we need to take a rest.
Yeah, I think a long rest is obvious in the plan.
You guys can make it down to the town of Barovia at the Blood on the Vine. I'll add another 3 hours.
Unless the level up was like a do 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 and everything is back, so
You have to hit a rest in order to recharge your spell slots and hit points and stuff like that.
got it.
But you guys also did take that rest. You guys have just come off a long rest like half a day ago. I'll timeline wise, are you guys in a rush to get stuff done?
Well, let's take a minute. What items do we have? We have the sword. We now have the tome, and we have
The
something
amulet?
else.
And the amulet, yep.
Is there anything else we wanted to see if we can grab, since we have a couple days or a few days?
This would be your time to kind of plan.
Because let's see, we have the tome, the symbol, the sun sword. Oh, we have yet to form an alliance with an enemy, Strahd's enemy, which we
You
were that
did.
close.
That's Vasilka. Vasilka is your
That's
chosen
okay.
ally. She's at the
Okay.
Abbey.
All right. I was thinking it was Van Richten, but okay.
So the nice part about this module is you have a whole bunch of different people that can be. The one that came out when I did the Taroka reading was Vasilka. But Van Richten can also become your chosen enemy, so can Esmeralda. So that's part of the replayability of this, which is why it's nice. It's a very highly rated module. So you've gotten everything that you've needed. You guys have hit max level. What are some of the things that you are looking to, like, what's on your guys' to-do list? I can't see a lot. You've taken care of the werewolves. You've done Argynvostold. There's no hags. I will take you out to the main map, so that way you've got kind of an understanding.
The tree is gone.
Tree is gone.
I think one thing we haven't done, and I'll leave this up to Spiffy, is we could go to we could go to the town of Krezik and get the who is the guy that can actually bless your house? I forget the guy's name.
That priest that we left.
The
What's her
abbot?
name with?
The abbot, yes.
Yeah, the abbot.
So I'll leave that up to you, Spiffy, if you know, it would put that town at ease, maybe, but I'll leave that up to you.
It sounds like a great idea. I also feel that we do have an issue in Velaki still.
Yeah, the issue is they want to hang us.
Yep. So I'm just throwing this out there.
Is
We have
there
an
any
issue
reason?
there.
Is there any reason to go back there though?
Probably not. I don't think so. The silversmith was there though.
Silversmith's in Krezik.
Oh, he is in Krezik. Never mind. Then yeah, no, we don't have no reason.
And I need to go silver up, so
Yeah, that sounds like a
saying.
good idea.
So I would say that it would take you pretty much the rest of the day to head by wagon. Just do a lot of.
Oh, your house is directly opposite end of the map too.
Yep.
It's too bad we don't have a teleport.
Actually, I will get teleportation circle after when we get our level up.
I will tell you just so that way you don't choose it thinking that this teleportation works funky in here. So this is not something like out of game. Strahd's got this place on lockdown. People come and go as he pleases, and this is one of the reasons why Viktor Volakovich can't get that circle to work, is because Strahd is tormenting him. So if you took teleportation circle, it would not work. It would be a waste of a spell.
Okay, good to know.
Good thing we got that carriage.
Yeah, for real.
So it's another 5 hours by wagon for you guys to make it to Krezik, if that's where you want to go. And at that point, I'll let you guys take your long rest in Krezik.
Does that sound like a plan? Can anybody silver up over there? We got gold, so get your weapons ready, whatever you need to do.
Yeah, you can get some more bolts.
Mm-hmm.
Jabber could probably get some pebbles silvered or something.
Silver pebbles.
So, in order to get something silvered, it cost 100 gold in order to do it.
I thought it was 50 gold.
That's to make the. I gotta take a look at it again.
Sorry, I just thought it was 50. That's why I was super excited.
And Strahd just gave us 100, right? Each.
100 apiece, yes. Could have swore that I put it in here somewhere. if you guys will make it to Kresik at like 3 p.m., the silversmith will still be there. It gives you some time to read the Tome of Strahd.
What happens when I read my tome? Does it just fall apart?
It becomes inert for another 100 years.
Ah, the tragedy.
Yeah, you got to spend 48 hours over the period of the next 6 days in order to get that increase.
I would totally do it too. Every time, every chance I get.
Well, it's 3 p.m. So if you're sitting down and you're dedicated to reading it, we can
That's what
mark
I'm gonna
off
do.
however much time.
You guys do what you gotta do. We don't have to be anywhere for what, 2 days now for the wedding? I get 36 hours in.
Oh, you're going to be making like constitution checks if you're going to try to read more than 24 hours. If you guys stay awake when you should be resting, it's like constitution saves or levels of exhaustion.
Let's see, 16 hours. And then sleep for 8 hours and then 16 hours. And then I would have to sleep again.
Yeah, it's a total of 48 hours over a period of 6 days.
Yeah, if I could do 16 hours and then rest for 18, or not 18, rest for 8, and then do that, would that work?
Well, let's do the public math on it at a later time. Right now I'm saying it's
Got you.
day 10, 3 p.m. If you guys want to take your long rest, what time do you want to wake up to be able to do stuff in the morning? And then we'll put the silvering of the weapons into that.
I don't know. 6 or 7 sounds good to me.
So waking up at like 7 a.m.?
Just like real life.
Sounds good to me.
So you guys wake up at 6 a.m. the next day. I'll let you, Mr. Spiffy, figure out how many hours of that book you've read. 6 a.m.
Could I have been reading it while we were traveling as well? Since I'm not controlling the carriage?
Sure.
Okay.
So that's 5 hours more reading it.
Yeah, that's literally all I'm going to be doing is reading that book. The whole every chance I get.
Gotcha. So when we pick it back up next time, it'll be day 11 at 6 a.m.
Cool.
All right. Nobody else has anything? It's been a great session. Remember to level up to level 10.
Level 10.
If you guys have any questions, we can hang out after this, talk about it. The level ups, the choices.
Well, this game was brought to you by Syrinscape. With ambiance that'll enhance any game, visit Syrinscape.com.